Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 10 Downing Street. Now at the moment there's a couple of people that live number 10 and 11. They're not very well, and really and truly by you being here, it doesn't matter because they're not there, but when they're here you really shouldn't come here because they're already completely bonkers and they believe that they're like running the country. Of course they're not, because they're being told what to do by the powers above them. Now I'm here as part of a new political kind of art piece, and what we want to do amongst other things is to ask questions about what would happen if we started to change things. And I think one of the things would be quite interesting. I'd like to know if there's anyone here who speaks English around here, wants to be part of this. What do you think would happen if we introduced some tests for anybody that got into power or wanted to get into power, tests for psychopathy, narcissistic personality disorder and delusion? Because I think we really do need to start to make sure that these people are actually mentally healthy and sane, and I think it's extremely unlikely if you try and put yourself in someone like David Cameron's footsteps. He went to Eton, that could have been obviously quite interesting. His parents probably told him that he was really special. I mean, he was that ill that when he was very young, 8 or 10 years old, he wrote to Margaret Thatcher saying how much he admired her, which is a bit sick. Could you imagine, like, yourself, if your child at 8 years old wrote to David Cameron saying, I really admire you? You'd be really disturbed, I think. Well, I certainly would be if my child did that. And therefore, at Everyone's Party, which is a new political kind of disorganisation, we are wanting to introduce some tests, some independent psychological tests, to find out whether what many people have been suspecting for a long time, if people like David Cameron and George Osborne are suffering for some very serious mental health conditions. Now, we've all got mental health issues, and I don't want to belittle that. I think we need to acknowledge that. But these people they're suffering from serious delusion, serious bouts of psychopathy and a narcissistic personality disorder, in my opinion. And I think we need to get an independent group of psychologists and psychiatrists to find out whether these people are indeed as unwell as many people think they are. And if they are, they need to be moved out of this place immediately into a secure padded unit where they can get the therapy and medication that they need. Now at the moment, as you can see, these people are being guarded by several armed policemen. Why do they need so many guards? I mean, I don't need so many guards, and I do something quite risque. I would say probably the reason why they need so many guards is they've probably done some really dodgy things over the years, because how do you get to be the head of a big political party without stepping on loads of people's toes, probably on their heads as well? I'd like to ask the crowd, what do you think would happen if David Cameron and George Osborne, Nick Clegg, Nigel Farage were all subject to independent mental health checkups, specifically for things like narcissistic personality disorder, delusion and psychopathy? I'd like to ask the crowd, what do you think would happen if they were assessed? Anybody? Officers? Do you think we'd find out that there's something seriously wrong with these guys? I mean, you see them every day. What do you make of them? Do you think they're sane? You see them every day, guys. Would you say that these guys are sane, or you're not really allowed to comment? I know, but I know what no comment means. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. What do you think, madam? What do you think what would happen if they were subjected to some quite stringent checkups by quite possibly a bit bonkers, you think? You two here, what do you think would happen if we subjected these guys to some strict psychological tests? Do you think we might discover they might have some serious issues that they are not dealing with? That they probably have the same issues that you're also not dealing with. What issues are you not dealing with? Anxiety, existential crisis. Well, actually, I'm not so sure about that. I think probably deep down there's anxiety, but I'm not sure that they're aware enough to have existential issues. Do you know what I mean? Because if you ask David Cameron, say, well, I've got no existential issues. I'm the Prime Minister. No, you're not, David. You're just a little boy, and it's got all out of hand. Right? What about you, madam? What do you think would happen if we subjected them to some serious psychological and psychiatric tests? What do you think? Well, what I mean is, for example, if we tested for psychopathy, delusion, and narcissistic personality disorder.
What's that? Sorry.
Personality disorder is like 1%.
It's 1%. Yes, but it is 1% of the entire population. However, there are certain jobs that attract more. Yeah, don't know. Be quite interesting, wouldn't it? You're just about to go on to what I think is just a movie set. It is, isn't it? It's just acting. He's just.
We got a chance.
Yeah, You go. Go for it. Enjoy it. It's nice going on the movie set. Nothing wrong with it.
Anyway, don't forget 7th of May. Whatever you do, do not vote for any of them. It just encourages them.